I play video games for a living. I'm a professional gamer.
People play game for a living.
Yes, of course. I pay my rent with that. I do the same.
Hollywood and the music industry added together is not 70% of the gaming industry.
All our characters are heading to the big screen in Hollywood. Universal has signed us.
Nigeria has been having a revenue of over $180 million every year in the video game industry. And we haven't started yet. You can be a game developer like him here that do triple budgets of like $1 million in gaming projects. You can be a coach, 3D animator, professional eSports player, professional streamer.
If you go back to being 20 years old, what would you do different?
Get married.
Learn more about tech, learn more about crypto, be more inside.
I would have started a lot of things earlier.
Have you ever been broke before?
It was pretty much when I came out of Big Brother house.
You were in Big Brother?
Yes, I was.
This is Cross from Big Brother.
Yes.
Guys, we're in the biggest comic con in Africa. I'm not going to do a lot of introduction. Let the video do the talking. Let's go. What do you do for a living?
I play video games for a living. I'm a professional gamer. Yes, not a cap. Facts.
I'm a game developer.
Into gaming and eSports.
Influencer and also a businessman.
I'm the creative director of Comic Republic and one of the co-founders.
I'm an artist. I do digital and traditional art.
I'm a writer and I also do comic books, script writing.
I do voice acting.
People play game for a living.
Yes, of course. Yeah. It's a profession. Yeah. It's funny, right? It's true. I pay my rent with that.
I do the same. Game studio. We create African themed games, right? Our first game is Lanes of Orisha, Blood and Water. It's an action-adventure role-playing game set in the Yoruba pre-colonial era, featuring the Yoruba culture, trying to portray the culture on a global scale. There's a lack of culturally themed game from this region in the games industry, and we're trying to solve that problem with making games, global games that fit our culture here.
Comic Republic is a character-based media company. What that means is that our comic book characters are more like celebrities, right? And we market them out there as idols and celebrities, trying to influence the new generation.
My company is called Game Evolution Partners. In this part of the continent, we're trying to push gaming and eSports. I'm trying to build the gaming ecosystem. We work with video game players, game developers, streamers, basically just trying to build that ecosystem and giving the next generation and a new industry.
I have different kind of businesses. So I have vape, slick vape. Also, I just launched my game yesterday, Soda Cat game on Telegram. Also, we're creating AI bot so we can use to trade as well. Also, we have I Create Africa, the social gathering where we help people do a lot of things like training, different field like content creators, engineers, laborers, makeup artists, shoemakers, different kind of things like that.
So how long have you been into all this?
Honestly, it was pretty much when I came out of Big Brother house.
You were in Big Brother?
Yes, I was.
This is Cross from Big Brother.
Yes.
Professionally, 8 years.
8 years.
8 years. Professionalizing as per money coming in.
Roughly the same period. Competitively.
You stay in Lagos?
Yes.
And playing game is enough for you to live comfortably in Lagos?
Yes.
We started 2005. That was when the idea came, and then we started business 2007. Between then and now, it's been crazy. We have like the biggest gaming ecosystem with over 500,000 gamers in Nigeria and almost 1 million in Africa. So yeah, it's not been easy, but yeah, we've been there. We had the test of time, and we're still strong. And yeah.
So being 20 years old, what would you do different?
What would I do different? It's very simple.
Get married.
That's a good one.
That's it. Nothing else.
At 20?
At 20, yeah. If I could have, I would have. I wish I could go back and do it, yeah. Get married, have a kid.
I would have started a lot of things earlier. I took some time to learn a lot of things and I was not confident enough then. I would have started a lot earlier and I would have failed a lot earlier, so I would be probably, yeah.
Learn more about tech. Yes, learn more about the tech world, 100%. Learn more about crypto. And also, be more inside and read more.
What do you mean by be more inside?
I used to be an outsider. I love outside a lot. Like, it's more like just always going outside. I never like to stay at home.
So you'd be more inside and work on your personal development?
Yes, yeah. I was always outside every single day. But I didn't really get time to like really work on myself personally. So, but over time I had to do that because, you know, as you keep growing older, you become wiser, you become an adult. you have to take more responsibility. So if I'd known that, I would have done that earlier. Yeah.
How did you break into the gaming industry?
For me, I think it was divine intervention. I was 10 years old and I watched a movie called The Wizard by Fred Savage. It was the release of Super Mario Bros. 3. The movie came out in 1987. I watched it in 1989. And then there was an eSports tournament there where an autistic boy was able to know how to play video games without even trying, as in having any experience. I actually wanted to be the boy. My goal when I started was I wanted to be an esports player. But when I started, I now noticed that there were no tournaments, there was no gathering of people. And then I just started that mission of, okay, let me start having tournaments with my friends. And then from 10 people, it became 50. From 50, it became 100. Now we're doing like 7,000, 10,000 people in an event. It was basically the passion that was translated to me from that movie. And I just stuck with it since then.
So for me, it was quite accidental in the sense that when I entered my first year in the university, I discovered a game engine, right? I was trying to play a game and then it just showed me made with Unity. I was like, what is Unity? And my curiosity led me to do some more research. And I'm like, wow, I can make my own games. I was like, where it all started from. So at the time when I started in my first year, there was nobody in the university making games. I was like a local champion. Any small thing I did, everybody say, wow, God of War, people shout big games names. Me, I knew that it was going to be a very long journey. And the passion kept driving me, from learning how to build one game to building one, then to working with friends who later became partners that were building, something bigger today.
We started it at a time where it wasn't really popular, and we were one of the first people to put it online digitally for free, and it wasn't something that was very popular back then. There was a lot of struggles because we started as 4 people in a dining table. It was very tough, to be honest. You can imagine with the economy, there wasn't much support. We had events like Lagos Comic Con to sort of display and everything. And as we started to display our work out there, we got a lot of recognition, and that helped.
Before university, I didn't have anything doing. So my dad was just like, why don't you try and learn a trade or something? Then we had one at home. I had to go fix it. Then when I went to fix it from there, it just clicked for me, to be honest. I just fell in love with the fact that, buying and selling, and the fact that I get to play games all day is just like, it's a plus for me. So yeah, I started like 2 years ago.
Been going well?
Yeah, it's been going well. I'm not living from there. It's just part-time. So when the money needs to come, it's gonna come, that kind of thing, yeah.
Always be honest. Let them know what you are. Stand for what you are so that no matter what happens, they know who you are. They were like, cross, that's cross. Cross, that's cross. It's not like, cross is this today, cross is that tomorrow. Be an integrity person, an honest person.
Okay.
Thank you, passion.
Passion.
Yeah, passion, straight up. Nothing else. Don't let anything bring you down. If you lose, it's okay. Fight tomorrow. It's not a problem. It's a game. It's still a game. You can do it.
Well, the easiest way to learn is through YouTube. Just look for good sources on beginners, how to start out and stuff. That's the best way I can tell you to figure it out.
Practice. Believe in yourself. Majorly the practice part, because you can't get it if you're not like practicing and knowing your vocal range. So just practice. Maybe you're sounding off in a certain thing. Maybe that thing is not for you. Try it in something else. Like your voice may not be for storytelling or narrations, but it can be for advertisements. It can be for animations. It can be for maybe even a side character or something. But just try something else within the field. Yeah.
The gaming industry right now is the biggest in the world. Surveys from websites like Bluefish states that in the past 5 to 6 years, Nigeria has been having a revenue of over $180 million every year in the video game industry. And we haven't started yet. We have a population of over 200 million people, with over 60 million mobile phone users.
It depends. For like us, we're higher level than most people. If you can get, the objective is to get sponsorship in this country especially. So if you get sponsorships, you make money through the sponsors, right? Let's say, for example, EYT, right? This is a good example. He's sponsored by EYT, for example. They pay him a certain salary plus any other benefits he can get. And then tournament money as well is also part of what you get as income. And then you live through that.
We have players right now, I will mention names, Farouk Manzo, Imaji Faruno, Adefola 09, that make over 12 to 15 million naira a year from playing video games. And we have streamers that do streaming content, like Play with Tomide, that earn over $3,000 every month from streaming gaming content. And then we have game developers like him here that do triple budgets of like $1 million in gaming projects. So the gaming is big, and that's being small. That is us talking small. So yes, gaming is the biggest right now.
There are some game developers that would only have to make one game to be okay for life. the gaming industry is so lucrative. I mean, you already mentioned the numbers where everybody play games, right? Maybe it's Candy Crush you play. Like, everyone is playing games. And this young generation that we have today grew up with games. So the market is going to explode. Africa is the next big gaming market in the world. It was Asia, right? It's coming to Africa. So what it means is that
It's opportunity.
yes, for me personally, it's been the most rewarding, right? You can live the life you want, right? It's a superpower where you can think about something and build it. I think I love it. I would love that superpower.
And since you started, have you ever been out of job?
This is my job. How can I left my jobs for this.
Like, what's the job security like being a professional gamer?
For me, and for him,
You're good enough, there's no problem.
Exactly. Basically, as long as you're good, there is no problem. You have to keep up being good. You cannot start losing tomorrow and assume the sponsors are still going to be there. No, you can lose all the money tomorrow. You have to be consistent and move forward.
You stay in Lagos,
Yes.
and playing game is enough for you to live comfortably in Lagos.
Yes.
Our biggest thing that has happened right now is our deal with Universal Studios. All our characters are heading to the big screen in Hollywood. So there's basically how you have Marvel Cinematic Universe for Disney. Basically, Universal has signed us up as their cinematic universe. So we're looking at a lot of our characters being on the big screen, and that's what I'm really looking forward to be honest. Started a game studio recently called Juju Games Studio, and we're collaborating with Comic Republic to make games of the comic book characters that we've created. So that's the next step also for us. So those two things are very exciting. Aside from that, we've recently launched a publishing platform for animation and games.
So it depends on what your skills are or what you love doing. You can either be a game developer, 3D animator, even voiceover artist for gaming, concept designer. So it's basically a whole ecosystem. If you want to now be a professional video game player, if you know how to play video games, you can now be a professional eSports player. If you love playing video games, but you can't be a professional, you can start streaming out the content because viewership is one of the biggest right now. You can be a professional streamer, you can be a coach, you can be a tournament organizer. So it depends. So there are lots of ways. All you need to do is, check out people that are doing what you love, and then you'll be able to find out the opportunities that are out there. There are lots of opportunities in gaming right now. So all you need to do is ask Uncle Google. I always tell them, Google is your uncle. He'll always answer your questions.
Now more than ever, it's a lot easier to be a comic book artist. There's a lot of digital tools at your disposal, free, so you can be anything. Your best help right now is YouTube. You can just check YouTube for tutorials, check YouTube for what software people are using. Just basically check online. The internet is your friend when it comes to learning. Back then, we didn't have tutorials online. We didn't have people that would teach us. So it was more difficult. We had to do a lot of trial and error. We basically learned by failing, right? We did a lot of failing, and that's what got us here.
Failing and failing forward.
Yes, that's the motto, failing forward. So it's a lot easier right now to be anything, to be honest. The key thing is willpower and determination. How willing are you to sacrifice the time and energy?
I think if you know where to be and your connections, then it's lucrative.
So for you, from your own personal experience, would you say it's lucrative?
I have connections, so I feel like it's lucrative for me.
Have you ever been broke before?
Broke in my life?
Yeah.
Of course. Are you joking? What are you talking about? Of course, yes, of course I've been broke. Yeah.
Of course, 100%. 100%. Almost every other time I am. That's part of being human and being a hustler.
Not really, but not really. I would say I've been lucky. I've been lucky all my life.
Yeah, everyone has been broke at some point in their life.
I mean, you don't look like would have been broke before.
We went through that. We don't want to go back there. We don't want to go back to brokenness.
When you were at your rock bottom, what did you do different?
I prayed. That was different for me. I prayed hard, and for me it was I ain't gonna lie, it was the gaming that kept me going, because I had 9 to 5s before, normal human being jobs, but I quit those, so that's rock bottom, because I knew that I was going to get to this. So I just prayed that I'll get this sponsorship, especially that sponsorship that hit me, and I got it. So it wasn't easy, but I got it. That was where I was.
Mostly pray hard, pray very hard, and double your hustle. Try and redraw your drawing board and see where you went wrong. Did you spend too much? Did you make a mistake in your business adventure? Yeah, and from there one or two times, God always comes through for you.
One thing that motivates me every day, like being a game developer myself, is that I want to get to a point where I don't have to worry about money, right? I just have to worry about my creativity. I don't want money to be, a hindrance to my creativity, and that's why every day I work my ass out, right? I work so hard to ensure that I can be very creative without thinking about money. So money doesn't move me per se, but the urge to be
financially free,
to be okay, not to actually follow my passion is what drives me, actually.
I kept a smile on my face and I played some video games. That's all.
I've been lucky all my life. I didn't come from a rich family, but I came from parents that care, middle class, that will do anything to make sure that we're happy. We didn't know we were broke. You get so.
Until you came out.
Yeah. So one thing my dad did was, since I got to GSS1, I started working. I started working when I was in GSS1. He started taking me to his office. I started learning about his business. By the time I was in SS1, I started managing his office. So that already gave me a background of business. So when I now fell in love with gaming, I was able to create my company and tell him, "Thank you, Dad. I gotta go." So that's so I really haven't been. There's been some downtimes, but I've not been broke.
The thing is, I grew up as a comic book artist, as a creator, right? And it was at the time when, your parents want you to be doctors and lawyers and things like that. That was so many years ago, because I'm pretty old. In case the white hair is not an indication of that, I'm pretty old. And because of that resilience of focusing on my dream at that very young age, regardless of whatever rock bottom I hit, I always keep moving forward because I've already set myself on this path. It's a burnt boats and bridges kind of scenario. It's like we're going forward or nothing else. And for me, I would rather go out doing something I love than, spend my days pushing documents and things like that. For me, it's like,
It's more about the passion.
Yeah, it's this or nothing at the end of the day.
You just go out there and find jobs. You can't just sit down on your ass and just be waiting for jobs to come to you. So no matter how broke you are, just look for something to do.
I had to sit down and strategize, and having a support system is important too. So you kind of have to circle back, figure out what you're doing.
I would say that don't give up, because I didn't give up. Do you understand? Starting a business is fucking hard. It's very, very, very hard. I knew how I started. Do you understand? So basically, just get a side hustle, because you don't know when something's gonna happen and you're gonna require. You understand? So get a side hustle, keep good company. Do you understand? Always have good friends, because friends lead to connections. So yeah, don't give up, to be honest, because I didn't give up, and my friends know, man. Now, well, God is good, man. God is good to me. Just don't give up, to be honest.
God. Yeah. Just keep praying to the big man up there, and one way or another, things started coming in. Just things started coming in.
Who is the biggest sponsor you've gotten?
Ah man, I ain't gonna lie, the first one, Valentino Entertainment, back in the day. Yeah, that was the biggest. That was money wise.
Yeah.
Valentino Entertainment, yes.
EYT Gaming.
Yeah,
right here.
There might be a lot of persons now at the stage they are in right now, they're just looking for sponsorship. How do you advise them to go about it?
You want this or should I take this?
Okay, let me take it.
This is a good example of sponsorship now. Go ahead.
I mean, if you want to get sponsored, you just have to. The honest truth is, you just have to get better and get better results. If you're one of the best and you're consistently placing well at events and doing well for yourself, definitely you're going to get sponsored, as long as you're looking out for it.
Okay, events like this, for example, there are sponsors here sponsoring this event, Abi. For example, different sponsors. So we don't know who is actually interested. Okay, these gamers are looking sweet out here. You know what? Let me get involved in this stuff. And if you want to get involved, the players are going to meet. And of course, we're not going to say we're going to play with their company or with their tag for free. You're going to have to pay for that. You get me? Those are examples. This how you get them, because they want to be involved. And all you have to do is promote the brand. You promote the brand, play well, the whole world's going to see it. Especially when you win internationally. Especially if you win internationally. Nigeria loves international people. I mean, come on. If you win abroad or do well abroad, you come back here, everybody goes, oh my God, of course, people are going to come to invest in your and it's simple.
So go global, don't limit yourself.
You have to go global. And we've done that many times.
I've worked with a lot of brands. I've worked with Monster, I've worked with Red Bull, I've worked with Infinix, I've worked with Samsung, I've worked with Coca-Cola, I've worked with Indomie, I've worked with Mini-Me, I've worked with... there are lots. There are a lot.
What would you give the credit for who you are today?
My mom. Yeah, my mom raised me to be a very God-fearing man and also a kind-hearted person that also cares about humanity. I love community. I'm all about like building a bigger community. So, because I always tell people, if it's you, I, you can't go that far. You're limited. But if you go us, we, oof, bruh, you can go anywhere. Your wings are gonna be big as you can fly anywhere you want to go. So yeah, that's it.
For the traditional artist, I feel like it's something I've always been into since like I was a kid, because I've always been making art. But then digital, I came into digital about maybe 4 years ago. So I've been doing like digital art for like 4 years now.
I've been writing since my teens, so like some 8 years ago. As for comic book script writing, I just started last year.
I work as an intern in a fintech company. The Nigerian economy is not built for creativity. It's built to kill your creativity. The only fortunate side about it is that a creative in Nigeria, you're more resilient than any other creative anywhere on the continent and anywhere in the world. So it builds a lot of resilient people. The mere fact that with the economy the way it is right now, we're having a Lagos Comic Con and the event is as packed as this everywhere around it, just shows you how resilient creativity is in the country. The biggest challenge I've had is dollar. Since dollar went up, man, things have been going sideways. I'm not even gonna lie. Before, life was sweet. You could get a PS4 for like 150k. You're just chilling, 2 parts, full console, bombarded with games. But now, if you don't have 240k, and who has 240k to waste on a console? Not to talk of PS5 that was 500k before, now it's 700. Some people are selling for 800. Yeah. So, as dollar went up, people stopped buying. Market started. Yeah, so it just became annoying at a point, to be honest.
I would say the biggest challenge I had was finding a suitable place to record stuff and auditioning. People would hear the things I've done, I'd be like, oh, you're really good. Audition here, audition there. And then you audition there and then you don't get in. When you audition, you see other people that are auditioning. And one of the personal issues I had was that like I would hear somebody else's audition and I would feel like this guy is definitely better than me. So I would say self-confidence is definitely one of the things that I had to work with when I was like getting my stuff together, yeah.
Finance basically is what kills a lot of businesses in the world, not just Nigeria. Government regulations, how they portray Nigeria globally, making it hard for investors to come in. For us, like we have a gaming hub, electricity is a big problem. The internet connectivity to play online game is a big problem, which I think is even getting better nowadays because lots of internet ISPs are out there. So, but for people like him, game development, they need a lot of money, they need a lot of investors. His staff should be like 30 to 40 people working with him right now that he pays monthly. And then marketing is huge. Finance is one of our biggest problems.
Honestly, find yourself and don't listen to the noise. Don't listen to social media because a lot of people there haven't figured it out and they're lying a lot. They're lying a lot. So find yourself, and when I mean find yourself, talk to your God because everybody has a spirit, has a soul, has a conscience. Go deep into yourself, find your creator and communicate to him, tell him what you want. Interact with your creator. He would lead you into a better path, and with that, trust me, the sky is far from being your limit.
Yeah, just have fun, yeah? Whatever you're doing, just have fun. And
don't be afraid to approach people, put yourself out there, let them know what you do.
Never give up. That's what I have to say.
Subscribe to Cynthia's channel, and it's all about love, okay?
Yeah.
Peace, guys.